What's up, guys? It's Jay, more than After Kill, and I'm pretty much making this video for myself. If I decide to post it, I decide to post it. You know, I do feel like I have some subscribers that actually do care and want to hear some things that are going on in my life, and a lot of you guys out there also have dates like today, which would be marking a very monumental day in your life, and that's what I wanted to share with you guys today. Like I said, I don't know if I'm gonna post it, I don't know if I'm just gonna keep it on my hard drive, but you know, I feel like I want to get this off my chest because, you know, YouTube has been a big outlet for me, and you know, I've connected with so many people that I never really put my I don't really put my personal feelings out there too much. I mean, I tell you guys about my life, what I've done, you guys ask me questions in my Sunday Q&A, but I don't really get a chance to just put my fucking feelings out there and say something that, you know, is really near and dear to me. And I tweeted out earlier, I was like, you know what, guys, I don't know if I'm gonna have a Borderlands video for you today because today is a very shitty day in my life, and it marks one of the biggest things that's changed my entire life. So let me tell you just a little bit of a story. When I moved to California from New Jersey, I had $150 in my pocket, and I was probably about 19, 20 years old. I just got done living with my baby's mother, and you know, we decided that it's not gonna work. And one of my friends that lived in California, he offered me a place to stay. He's like, yo, I have a couch, it's not much, but you can stay on my couch. So I moved out to California with it was my last unemployment check that I had left, and I moved there with my last unemployment check. It was $150, and you know, I slept on his couch for about 3-4 weeks until I was able to get my own apartment. I had my own job, and one of my buddies, Sean, really cool guy, he hooked me up with a VW Beetle. It was a 1973 really shitty fucking car, but it ran damn good. They just got done rebuilding it, him and his grandpa, and he was like, dude, I'll let you have this for like $300-400. Fucking awesome. That car lasted me, you know, it helped me get on my fucking feet, and you know, I'm thankful for people like that in my life. But you know, after I went through a job or two in California, because like I said before, I don't really hold jobs too well. I left the one custom wheel place that I was working at because I got offered a lot of money at this other place, and I went there and then I got fired because I accidentally hit a customer in a chain. I'm not going to talk about that because that's not the topic of the commentary, but I ended up going to work at Sears. I know what you guys are. I was a Sears Auto Tech, which, you know, Sears Auto Center we called SAC. So, yeah, I was working at SAC, and I met probably the most beautiful woman that I've ever met up until that point. And she was actually my manager. And, you know, we really hit it off. Things were fucking magical at that point. And we ended up moving in together and living together, and we both got fired together when they found out that, you know, we were together. We were like, fuck that, you know what? We took our money and we left where we were living in California, and we got ourselves a house out in it was like the countryside, kind of like Route 99 out by I think it was like out by Fresno and shit. Just a little bit north of Fresno though, not in the shithole areas of Modesto though. It was a little bit lower than that, but it was a really nice place. And you know what? I was happy, you know. I've had a shitty childhood, you know. I grew up in the hood, fucking, you know, don't know my dad, all that other shit. I'm not gonna go into that because I'm gonna get into that in my road to 30. But like I said, I was at a point in my life that I was fucking happy, you know, with this woman. We were together for about 3 years almost. It would have been 3 years, probably about if it lasted another 4 to 5 months. So we were gonna say 2.5 years. And why I say it lasted, and I know a lot of you guys are gonna be like, are you gonna get really choked up over an ex-girlfriend? Yes, yes I am. I'm it eats a hole, and I could think of these words as much as I want to say them. I could write them down, and it's just putting them into words. It's just terrible. So let me give you a little bit of a background about her. Is that she had a child before we actually before, you know, we met. So she had a child. I think she was about 3 or 4 years old, and things were good. I was, you know, helping take care of her kid, even though my kid was still back in New Jersey. You know, it made me feel like, you know, I was closer to my son while I was living in California with her kid. Very, very cool kid. She was just amazing. So anyway, you know, her kid was basically the product of a statutory rape. Her boyfriend at the time was probably, she was living with her dad when she was like 16 years old, and then her dad brought this guy to move into the house, and they started fooling around, and the guy was probably about like 31, 32 when she was 16. Yeah, real scumbag. Like, if I ever get my hands on this guy, it's not gonna be pretty. But anyway, real scumbag, 30 years old, and her dad, being the scumbag that he was, like, she was in a really broken household like I was, as a kid. She grew up the same type of way. So, we really connected. And her dad allowed this, and she ended up getting pregnant, and he tried to sue for custody of the kid because she had a foot injury. She had, like I said, she had a lot of problems in her life. I'm not really going to go, I'll tell her story one day, but, she had a foot injury that was, keeping her from, like, taking her kid to the bus stop, and, we tried to work it out as best as we can and shit to get the kid to school, and, she had a couple lates there, and she wasn't getting to school on time, like maybe like 5-10 minutes late, no big deal, but he was trying to sue for custody over this, and he actually won. I don't know how, like, this is just the thing that blows my fucking mind, is that the fucking court systems always side with the women, with the mothers, and this fucking asshole beat her in court. And I wasn't there because the court was 45 minutes away, back where we originally lived, and I had to work the next day, so I stayed down here. I gave her a kiss goodbye. It was a very good moment in my life. She went to go back up to court, and then that day, since she lost her daughter, she killed herself, and I wasn't there. She was at her father's house, and, she found a bunch of prescriptions and a bunch of medications, and she ended her life that night. And I remember it was 7:30 in the morning, the next morning, when I was at the auto center where I was working at, and I got a message, I got a call from her brother, and I was like, "What's up, dude?" And he was like, "Dude, fucking, she killed herself last night." And I was like, I just broke down, man. Like, I just threw the phone across the room, and I don't remember much, but I remember crying a lot, and it was just, it makes me angry to this day, and I'm not angry with her because I understand the problems that she had and why she, but I just, I just wanted to grab somebody and rip their fucking face off, like, and that's why I say, if I ever get to come near this motherfucker that fucked up her life this bad, I will rip your fucking shit apart, dude. Like, seriously. I'm not even lying, like, it's just, and I remember that day, and it killed me inside so bad that I was working, and I stopped everything, and I just left, and like, one of the dudes there was like, just what happened, and I guess the phone was still on the hook, so they talked to whoever was still on the phone, and I just left, and I had like a little Thunderbird at the time. It was a supercharged 6-cylinder, and I remember, like, I had no insurance, no registration. Like I said, we were struggling to make things work, but it was really good, like, our relationship. And I lived right around the corner, so I didn't really need registration on this car. It was an extra car that we had laying around, and I just went back to the house, and I grabbed everything, and I just tossed it in the back of my car. Everything, like, all my clothes. I didn't even grab a TV or nothing like that. I just grabbed my clothes, I grabbed my toolbox and all my tools, just tossed it in the trunk, and I just tore ass a fucking way. And I mean, I was driving fast. I'm talking about, I'm fucking power sliding around every corner. I mean, this is why they tell you not to drive in an emotional state. because I was seeing red, and every gear was being banged through like it was a fucking Formula One. Because bam, right around and it just, oh my god, if I could have I could have killed somebody that day. Like honestly, the way I felt inside, I just wanted to kill somebody, and I went to the only place that made sense, and I went back to my buddy Mike's house, and I was like, hey man, you know, she died. And he's like, what? And it was a terrible day, man. And it kills me inside today. And it sucks. So, wow, I'm sorry about that, guys. I didn't mean to get a tad emotional there, really, but seriously, I mean, I just wanted to tell this story just to get it off my chest, because, you know, when you have something inside that makes you feel bad, it does feel better to say it out loud. Like I said, it's hard to come up with the words in a voice, but you can think about it all day. But when you actually say it, that's when it makes it real. So, yeah, I lost my girlfriend. Well, actually, she was my fiance at the time. I lost her about 7 years ago. A year later, I met the girlfriend that I'm with now. Like I said, she is a beautiful woman, and she is a great woman, and she knows everything about this. And, you know, it's been awesome of her to put up with this, because, you know, I still love the fiance that I had before her. And she understands that, you know, it's just something that's not ever gonna go away, and it's hard to find somebody in life that can actually understand that and be fine and be comfortable with that. So, you know, thanks for watching, thanks for listening, seriously, makes me feel better. I don't know if I'm actually gonna post this, like I said. If I do, well, I mean, whatever, man. So, my name's Jay, Morning After Kill, and, today's just a bad day.